Today, we're going to review the Svart Precision Brewer. Now, a disclaimer right up front, I was given this brewer and I didn't pay for it. I've been using it at home for the last 3 or 4 months, pretty much every single day, but I'm not being paid to do this review. But it's important to disclose this stuff. I'm going to divide this review into pretty much 2 simple parts, stuff that I like and stuff that I don't like so much. So let's start with the positives. This thing looks good and feels good as well. The finish on it is really nice. It feels well constructed and sturdy. All of the electronics, all of the heating live in the base, as well as the little pump. So it pumps water from the tank, heats it up, and sends it up into the spray head above the coffee. This brewer was done in collaboration with Tim Wendelboe, and I think you can see a coffee professional's input throughout. Little details like on the water tank, showing you how much coffee for that amount of water if you fill to that line. That's a nice little touch. The fact that the water tank is easily removable, so you can just take it to the sink, fill it up, put it back on. That stuff I really, really like. The next thing I really like about this brewer is the variable aperture at the base of the brew basket. So this means that you can set it all the way to closed and then various levels of open to change the flow rate. This I really, really like because it means you can turn this brewer into a steep and release brewer. And that's often how I brew. You can close the aperture, put coffee in, have hot water come in and have it steep together as it slowly fills for a little while, therefore getting really nice even extraction before opening the aperture at the base of the brewer and out the liquid flows. Now this model uses the kind of Melita style papers with the sort of same as the Clever Dripper. Apparently I've seen online that you can use it with other brew baskets, though I've yet to see anything concrete from Wilfa. This thing brews pretty hot. Now, the first time I got one of these was a few years ago when they first launched, and I didn't really like it. At the time, I almost felt like it was brewing too hot. I don't know whether something's changed, I don't know whether I've changed, but I've certainly enjoyed brewing with this a lot more. Now, previous to this, I was using a Technivorm Mocha Master, and you remember if you use those, that first bit of liquid out of the brew head seems pretty low temperature. This thing brews hot right from the beginning and is pretty stable throughout. I will be doing a head-to-head between this and the Mocha Master, looking into this stuff in a little bit more detail. What don't I like? Well, in truth, not too much, and I'm going to show myself to be a little bit pedantic and a little bit fussy. First, and my kind of biggest issue is that I prefer a vacuum flask to keep coffee hot rather than a glass jug and the heating plate that is built into this unit. So as long as the power button is showing as lit, after brewing the heating plate is on and it holds the coffee pretty hot. Certainly hotter than I'd want to drink it straight away, and it is going to degrade the quality by heating it in comparison to a vacuum flask. By and large, it's so easy to use that I tend to brew what I want to drink and there's nothing really left over, and I'm not going backwards and forwards through the day, pulling a hot pot off and topping up my cup of coffee. The vibration pump inside this unit is a little bit noisy. Now, like all vibration pumps, they tend to be noisy as they build up pressure right at the start of brewing, and this one, as it runs out of water, gets a little bit noisy again. Doesn't really bother me, but it may bother you. The other niggles, well, they're pretty petty, to be honest. Firstly, left overnight, any remaining water in the water tank, as it evaporates, basically condenses up the side here, making it much harder to read in the morning. It's a tiny detail, but it kind of bothers me. My last complaint, I guess, is the design of the jug of the carafe itself. And it has a lip all around here, which actually means it's very, very hard to completely pour out all of the liquid inside of it. You'll get a little bit just caught inside a lip where the plastic meets the glass. And that kind of drives me a little bit crazy. Whether I'm rinsing it out or whether I'm trying to pour the last of my coffee out of it, that's just a funny little miss for me on the design. It's a little bit expensive. It is around £270 in the UK. That's not very cheap. That's probably a little bit more expensive than maybe some of the Mocha Masters out there. Brews very good tasting coffee. I've been pretty happy with the brews. It's been super consistent. After 3 or 4 months of use, that's about the minimum for me to feel like I can review something. I have to say I'm pretty happy and enjoy it. If you've got questions, got queries, leave them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out the previous review I did of the Wilfa product, which is the Wilfa grinder, or the head-to-head against the Baratza, they're over there. Check that out. Give this a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to. I appreciate all the support and the kind words. I'll see you soon.